Banter podcast with Cole and Jedis.
Oh, Diesely,
Diesely, the nicest coffee I've had.
Ron Diesely.
That's wrong because I had O donuts today at fucking 8:15 in the morning. And the lovely Christian at the window was like, "Have a good day, dude, bro, McChief."
Where's O Donuts? Where's that?
O Lisburn.
Ah, of course.
It's a pink container at Sprucefield.
Oh, matron.
It's funny. It's only because you're here. I was like, he's gonna pick up on that.
Walking through a minefield of homophobia.
Nah. Keep it in.
Nay, to see you now.
It gives people a wee bit of an insight to the background, what goes on in the background. What do you
just put my phone on Don't Disturb.
Because we're doing serious business.
Gives anybody send me a dick pic or something.
I landed the Instagram story. That's it. Just such a da story. Are we going? Keep all that in. It's great.
What flew across the room there? Did something fall, mate?
I don't think so.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? Welcome to one of our 12 pods of Christmas.
Oh, this is 12 pods of Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, class.
Who the fuck is this?
Totally should have put it on fucking Do Not Disturb.
It's fucking Barry from DPD. He's fucking busy this way. Well, cunt's flat out. I was, ladies and gentlemen, Micky Bartlett.
I never know what one I used to look at.
It's 12 pods of Christmas.
Oh, lovely.
So we'll do some nice evergreen material that doesn't date, hopefully.
Fucking right. Follow la 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 la.
I'll probably take a selection of the guests and just release them publicly.
Aye.
You know, just to be a teaser, you know.
Aye.
Come on in, see more of this. There's a guy who delivers near us. Not near us, he delivers
to you.
He's the driver.
Yeah.
He's always the same dude. And we recently got our gates fixed, our electric gates.
Oh, fuck.
They were there before we moved in.
Oh, fuck me.
But now that they do work, nightmare. I mean, there is a button that you press and it's like, and I'll in the house be like, come on in.
Aye.
But, white people problems. But I haven't had a package since they got fixed. But the guy rang the thing the other day and I was like, oh, I've got delivery. And I hit the gate button and then I walked to the front of the house and he'd got out. He didn't reverse the van in. He just walked up the driveway and he goes, I was like, sorry, that took a wee minute or two. And he goes, no problem, I'll leave it here. And then just like turned around. And I was like, I'm right here. Like, I'm coming out. I'm walking down the driveway in my jammies. He's like, sorry about that, mate. He's, I'll just leave it here. Bang.
Fucking hell.
Cheeky bastard.
I was in a shop this morning and saw two fellas order from a deli and assume it was a Subway.
Was it you and your
just,
dad?
It was two guys in fleeces. And they're like, no lettuce we're not having and that breakfast wrap.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's sausage and a fried egg. And he's like, no Southwest sauce or nothing. I thought you would have asked me like if I fucking wanted.
Did they see the Subway sign? Is this in Lurgan?
Yeah, they saw a Subway sign and went, this must be it. But they were standing at the post office.
Yeah.
And I just did that, do like in a queue, seeing somebody else be rude.
Yeah.
And I had to leave. I couldn't even didn't even get my breakfast. Had to get a yogurt.
What were you looking?
That's bad.
That's bad.
Just
to
to take my tablets with.
I love that. It said don't eat it on an empty stomach.
So I get two
here I am with a Ballybuster frying and full mods. I wouldn't want it to hurt my tummy.
Any more jam bonds? I'd take my tablets, no?
I
Not well.
I have a wee bit of medication to take here, so can I get a 16-inch pepperoni patient? Because I have a wee tablet here.
Pepperoni pishing is what I do.
Looks like a pepperoni, smells like a pepperoni.
Just red oil comes out of it.
When it heats up, it's just got red oil seeping in. What does your cock most look like? What food stuff most looks like your dick?
Oh shit, I'm think. Millions.
It's essentially a bag of warts.
What would it be? Fuck, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that.
Just millions.
Cannolis? Cannoli Alvarez? I don't know. I'm actually now going to try and really find something accurate.
I think mine would be like a small sweet potato.
Yeah.
You need to get a more longer sweet potato.
Yeah, mine would just be like...
And I'm talking colour and texture.
Mine would be, do you know whenever you pull a carrot out of a bag and you go, look at that one.
One's off. That was black and squishy.
Doesn't taste right.
Because I remember, like, back in the day of, was it
Mine
Jordy?
would be just when you pull a carrot out of a bag and it's covered in fucking herpes. That's my thing.
Do you know a sausage when it's got gonorrhea? That was my dick. It's like a pepperami with warts in
Do you
it.
ever see AIDS on a bueno?
No, but I'd probably still eat it.
AIDS on a bueno sounds like a fucking opera singer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's son of bueno. My balls. Anyway, any other crack? Just want to say a quick shout out to Aaron Butler, who saved the day there by lending us a lens pre. We were just in Deep West
Which
Belfast.
lens?
They're all the same.
All the same.
Which one was it? The back one, the wide one. How's your skin getting on, Mick?
Terrible. Absolute fucking nightmare.
At least you're a serviceable comedian now. You know, you
Yeah,
can go,
it's
get
like,
on stage.
it looks disgusting. It looks worse than it did, but it doesn't hurt as much, so I can tell jokes again.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to tell jokes, and all you've thought about for the last 2 months is, should I hoover now or wait till later? Because there's just bits falling off me.
That's...
Constantly.
What is
Right.
it? Eczema?
Psoriasis is like a really severe psoriasis.
Is it though?
That's what they say. Well, this is the thing. So I went to my GP because I got genuinely panicked, right?
I'm going to Google psoriasis right now.
Well, it's a gross version. It's called pustular psoriasis. Google that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, of course I had to have the most disgusting version of a thing. But I got proper freaked out. I went to my GP last week and I was like, because I'm at a point in my life now where I'm going, enough clapping for the NHS, fuck them, get back to work, these bastards, right? Because I said to this doctor, like, could this be something else? And he was like what? Like, what could it be? And I was going, well, you're the doctor. Surely you could let me know. You just looking at images over there? I could just show you my phone. You want to see worse ones? Yeah. That's me.
I might need a wee minute.
It's fucking rotten. Like,
So you got the pustular going on?
yeah. So the pustular bit's left, so it's just raw skin.
Do you need like a real hard, real tough love for someone just to be like, listen, Mick, you need to fucking completely restart your
Well, this
life
is the thing.
here.
It's
Get rid of the fags. Get rid of the booze.
I haven't drank in 6 weeks. Haven't smoked now about probably about a
Was
week.
6
and a bit.
weeks the last time you were like, you were like, I'm clearing up, and then you drank again, and then you're like, burst into flames.
There was a point where, it did kick off the day off. Like I drank on a Saturday night,
I'm a psoriasis boy.
and the next day I was like, fuck this. But it's just one of those things really hard to get on top of. So you're constantly like cutting stuff out and going, well, that hasn't made a difference. So I'll try cutting this out, So you're sort of going through things one by one. And then I got a food allergy test, and the girl was like, you're intolerant to wheat and dairy.
So no milky beer.
So no milk, yeah. So it's like, well, no beer. Sure, apparently beer was fine because it's barley. It's not wheat.
Well,
Yeah.
it's hugely inflammatory though.
Yeah, exactly. So and to be honest with you, I'm loving not drinking.
Yeah,
Because weed's class.
yeah, it's probably.
I'm not going full sober. Fuck that.
Remember I said to you, like, all the wank that like people are doing now out of choice, you know, like, listen, I'm taking some me time, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing breath work, I'm doing cold water therapy and all that. I was like, that's what you need.
Aye.
You actually need that.
Yeah. It's just that I can't do it yet.
You,
Do know what I mean?
need to go to a retreat.
Yeah. I'm down to just, because that's one of the things the doctor's like, you try and get some exercise. And I'm like, how?
Oh yeah.
How do you do it with no feet? Like,
Oh my god, it's sound no
I
feet.
mean,
Hiya.
unless
And
it's
he's
just
like-
arse about a park.
And then
Like a
someone,
dog with
someone
worms.
shows you that meme and that guy's got no arms, no legs, and they're like, what's your excuse?
Aye.
You're like, well, he can't have sore legs. My feet are killing me. He's got those air feet.
Aye. How does he peck his back on no hand? That's what I want to know.
Answer me that.
So I'm going through a real disgusting time. I'm just shading, and there's going to be a beautiful butterfly comes out at the end. It'll be a big black cloud.
Imagine that, just one day, like, oh, well, I've got a corner here.
Ride.
Maybe, well, hopefully there's a bit of a lockdown here in January. What do you think? Into it or no? I'm doing nothing in January.
Aye.
I'm doing one podcast a week. That's it.
I was listening to the radio today, and it sounds based on Stephen Nolan, the lockdown's going to happen about 2:30 today.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know there's been talk of it, but I thought January. I think they'll maybe let you get Christmas out of the way, and then
someone like Nolan definitely. I mean, we could well be talking right now in the midst of a lockdown, but like Nolan thrives off that, doesn't he? He would be like, it doesn't affect me. I'm just in a room by myself.
Aye,
but it gives me something to talk about. Omicron. Get in the house.
That's the thing. Like he was saying that there's been some chief medical advisor who's been going, if you go out next week, you will get Omicron. But then you've got all these people around the world going, it's so much less severe. So relax yourself.
I wonder what other global crimes are going on in the background.
I know.
They're telling you to be in the house. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy heavy day today.
Very interesting that it all started. The Omicron variant started coming out around the same time as the Tories fucking having their Christmas party and votes no confidence, and the petition for the police to investigate it didn't go ahead. I know, mate. I know. That's weird. I don't know. I'm
Stay in
fucking
the
sick
house.
of it.
You're losing your job.
Aye.
You can't party.
It's crazy. The whole thing's mental, isn't it?
Although I remember like at the very, very first lockdown, and people were like 2 weeks in, they're like, I think we should have mandatory sort of time off work where you
4 day weeks and all that sort of stuff.
Actually have to do nothing.
Yeah.
I never really experienced that. I remember like not to harp on about it too much, the start of the first lockdown was great.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Because the weather was nice.
Yeah.
We just moved into that new house and we're out the back having barbecues and all. And I was like, oh, look at me fucking washing my crisps before I eat them. And all that.
No, it was great.
Just beer and fucking just chilling.
Exactly. Like I remember that first sort of 5-6 weeks, because I was still living with mum and dad, so my dad was off work as well. Me and him were just like...
Drag yourself down.
Aye, it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's it's definitely like when it starts to get into the winter.
Yeah,
people are like,
sucks. Like,
I need to go out and get pissed with my friends for my mental health. What about the summer? Well, I could just sit out in my garden and do it.
I think the worst thing for the winter is like you're just not getting enough fresh air because you're not going to open your fucking windows because it's Baltic.
Baltica.
So then you're in the house getting cabin fever and you're thinking, fuck it, I'm going to go get blocked. You know what I mean?
And that's how it starts.
Yeah. I don't drink anymore, so it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean?
Do you not drink at all? Oh.
I genuinely am not missing it. Like,
so are you doing these gigs with me on Monday, Tuesday if they go ahead?
Yeah.
You gonna be at the back rolling up dubs?
No, I'll just bring me non-alcohol beers and be all over. Just pretend.
Because I'll be getting rode off.
Oh, why?
Rode off.
It's weird. It's like
there's a guy coming to make cocktails.
What happened whenever I'm off it? Can you make one with no milk and no alcohol?
It's called gin.
Just glass orange juice, please. Aye, very nice to shit normal again. Didn't realise that was an issue until about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
Ah. Did I tell you what happened to me?
Micky basically described to me this morning like, you wouldn't believe it. I take a shite and 1 or 2 wipes later I'm done. And I'm like, what normally happens? I empty 2 bog rolls into the toilet.
Usually what happens, I would do a shite and then I would go, that's me done. And then I would get up and go, oh fuck, I wasn't even nearly finished. And then resume.
Like, you do more shits, or you just like, this is it?
The
infinity wipe?
When I was drinking quite a bit, it would be like, I would literally shit. I'm very regular, shit in the morning. Then I'd have a cup of coffee and go, I need to shit again. And then I would go to the gym, and right before I go to the gym, my brain would go, just shit, because
you don't want to shit
on the gym.
On this punch bag here.
And there was a while where I was going, fuck, am I genuinely really, really unhealthy? Is this crazy? And then,
yes.
But then I was also thinking, right, is there a possibility that, because I have enough free time, that if I fancy a shit, I can just take one?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, if you're working a normal job and you go, oh, fucking need a shit, you go, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
Whereas I've nothing else to do apart from just have the shit I feel like having.
No, if you're up and about and walking around and working, you're kind of using energy,
Aye.
And your body, like you literally like your body. If you ever eat really clean and work out, you do like 1 bounty a week.
Aye.
You're just like plop. But like when you're sitting around, fucking, like the rest of us are just like, what do you want, sushi for lunch and then got a pizza for dinner? Your ass is just slowly leaking shit all day, and you're like, I'll get rid of it at certain points. But when you're active, you're like, you relax and then you go, oh, I need a shit now. Clink.
Was I tell you about the lowest moment of my life last week? I don't know if I told you.
Limbo? Oh, you did.
So I went out, my bins get collected on a Wednesday morning, right? I had to put the bin out. I forgot to put it on Tuesday night. So when I like Wednesday morning,
talk.
pitch black, fucking Crocs, right, and a dressing gown, limping like, oh fuck, freezing cold, like, oh Jesus Christ. Dragged the bin across, realised I'd touched the fucking slug, so started boking, like, right, out the back of my flats. I'm like, I'm like washing my hands, and then because I'd washed my hands, I was like, oh fuck, I need to put moisturiser on because I can't have, like, because it all dries up with soap and stuff. Moisturiser fucking in my hands, I'm like, oh no, I need to shit.
After seeing the slug,
So I was sitting down.
put me in the mood.
Sitting down having shit, right? Wiped my ass. First wipe, didn't even look at it. Knew there wasn't enough friction, right? Just knew. Right? Don't even need to check out one, right?
He's like wiping paint.
Second one, I went, fuck, we might be done here. Looked at it, still quite a bit of shit on the tissue, right? But because my hands were all moisturised, the fucking toilet paper fell off and landed on my leg, butter side down, right? So I'm like, just fucking sitting, tears in my eyes from nearly boking, and then I've got shit on my leg, and it was like, this is the fucking lowest moment of my life. Like, I couldn't even get into the shower because my hands were all slippy. It was just sitting in the house like, fuck me. Took a hell of a week to quit drinking.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, fuck this, I need a drink. And it would be like, yoink, like, out of your hand, take a bar of soap.
In the fucking car earlier.
Trying to open water.
I bought that wee thing of wheels, right? And here's the thing, right? Seeing all the skin in my hand, like, I look at it, it's fucking rough looking. It's still kind of raw and hurts, right? And you don't realise how many things like nip at you or poke you until you're like fucking really sensitive, right? So I was trying to open a thing of airways with my teeth, and my lip got stuck in the lid. And I was going, go on!
He's just sitting there going, stuck. I thought you were just I thought you were just showing me what happened, but you were like, it's gonna go through my...
Because I couldn't figure out how to get my hand in, because it was still hurting my fingers. So I'm like, I'm a fucking disaster, man. Swear to God. Shitty leg, can't open chewing gum. Kill yourself.
Did you drive down here? Mm-hmm. Are you in driving the car? Like, I'll turn left to indicate, and just it goes nowhere.
I grabbed the wee flat bits and drive it like a wee jet ski.
The jerk is like a wee jet ski.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. I don't care if it crash anyway. I think he dead this vehicle.
Wanks must be good though.
What's a wank?
Well,
in weeks.
Take your hands out.
Swear to God, haven't dumped the load in ages.
Not even with your feet or nothing?
Not sure, the feet are bad too. I'm trying to put it between my knees, which you're having the lank.
Does the skin condition affect the penis?
No, not yet now, thankfully.
Thank God, it hasn't made its way down.
If it makes its way to the penis, I will kill myself.
So is it like disaster, and then you've just this little area?
It's just my hands and feet, so it's cleared up everywhere else. So the medication I'm on, like, stopped. It's all grand.
Okay.
Apart from the two areas of life that you really quite need quite a lot.
Now knowing you, I'm like, there's no way you haven't dumped the load in like 3 weeks.
Oh, I've dumped the load, just not on my own. Do you know what I mean? God bless her. She's a fucking trooper.
Thanks, Mum. You get fucking... You just go to the dermatologist being like, do you think it's spread to there? Let me have a look.
It seems a bit swollen.
Oh.
Nurse would be all, is it?
Swelling still? Swelling where? Inside?
It doesn't seem to be. Are your clits wild bigger enough? You turned on, madam?
Have you ever had your dick out for a doctor? Medically?
I went for STI checkups and stuff, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got it swabbed, got the old COVID test and the jab. Not fun.
Did you do your throat after?
Yeah, the same one. That's what you get, you fucking slut.
You dirty bastard.
I was the doctor when I took my dick out. Fucking smell it. You ever had your dick out for a doctor?
No.
I've had that many fucking skin issues. Like, when I was about 12, I had to get an operation of my balls. So somebody kicked me in the bollocks and it twisted. So, have I never told you this? I swear to fuck. People go, Mickey.
Like it's a fucking cartoon.
see the amount of times I've done like fucking interviews and like, so like, are your family funny? Is that how you became funny? I'm like, no, I've been a disaster since I was 11.
It's called trauma.
The only way to get through it is to go, we'll see what I can do.
Oh. So, do you not just jump a couple times and they go?
No, it's like a sheep's tail. What do you
mean it's like a sheep's tail?
So basically, you've like two fucking tubes that like your balls obviously are attached to, and they can twist, and then essentially your fucking balls can just like die and drop off. So that's to fucking make sure this hadn't. I think it's like a hernia type of deal, right? But so I can't remember.
Die and drop
I was
off.
only 11. Right?
Is that what walnuts are?
No.
Just old.
No, walnuts are, I believe they're a legume. I don't even know if that's true, just like the word. But, so somebody kicked me in the balls in school, fucking, and for like 3 or 4 days, I was like, I have a sore leg, like just limping, right?
Yeah.
I remember we had to go on this school trip, and I was like, I'll wear briefs, because that'll hold it all in, stop it being sore. Big mistake, right?
Crushed it.
Yeah. So I like remember getting home from school, taking my pants down, and just to check what the crack was, and one of my balls was like fucking, like a tennis ball, right? And the other one was swollen.
Yellow.
Right. So I
Said
was like,
Wilson on it.
I remember being like, I'd been like, I got real prudish household, so I was like, right, I'm going to have to tell one of these two cunts. Like literally in the house weighing up.
What was that noise you just made?
I'm trying to weigh up who, like, should I tell mum or dad?
Sorry.
I was like,
I thought you had the hairdryer on them.
I wish. But I was like, so then my mum was like, I remember being like, I'm rolling down there. And she's like, well, you're 11, son, that'll happen. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, not the nice bit. And they took me into the hospital and they gave me a fucking box.
The nice bit?
Like the box.
Stop pulling your nice bit in there.
They gave me, and they do a piss sample, right? Sorry, this is the short version. The short version, the longest story of all time. So they gave me a wee box to piss in, but so like you're supposed to put it on the fucking, like, basically put 2 wee hooks on the toilet seat and piss into it,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But it was Craigavon Hospital, so somebody nicked the seat, so it wasn't big enough to like put the wee box. So I had to hold the box with my wee 11-year-old Willie, trying to piss, not really knowing how to operate a foreskin yet, right? So like
No license,
right? Fucking on the L plate, like fucking skied piss all over myself, right? And then like walked up with this wee tiny slosh of piss, being like, there you go. And then there was this really, really hot, like, younger doctor was like feeling my balls to see what was going on. She's like, seems to be a bit of discharge here. And I was like, no, what happened was like, and as I'm saying this, I started getting a hard on. And I swear to God, she just slapped my dick. She just went, I was gone. But I remember sitting there with peshy pants going, why are you getting a root now? Like,
I've pissed all over myself.
And
Now I'm stuttering.
And I'm only 11.
Is it one of them weird things where like now you're into it? You know?
No.
Just slap my dick.
But
So-
it's maybe also why nothing terrifies me in bed. Do you know what I mean? A woman's like, I want to pull my asshole apart and shit a calculator out. I'd be all going ahead, pet.
Where'd you get a calculator in here?
How's that scientific cosine? Wait.
I'm doing sums. So after that, you know, you're like, listen, I've been slapped in the dick by a nurse.
Yeah. Then it was like, you've wee abscess in your ass. Well, get it out, no problem. Fucking. Oh, did I do, like, my mum made fun of the fact that her medical
This is just rolling stories of like fucking.
just like,
Mickey's seeping.
yep, going to die young.
What is it this week?
Or my ma was like making fun of me for, she saw her medical file, it's about that size, and mine's in 2 different books.
Like fucking.
Yeah, like just
You got
newspaper clippings.
You got an old man with a fucking quill. What is it this week?
Bartlett, eh? We
Aye.
haven't heard that name around here for many years.
You old scaly-handed bastard. Here we are today. Back again for your sins.
Just comes up with a filing cabinet and a fucking dolly. Good
Let
luck.
me look. Holds a candle up to an old papyrus.
That's the start of it anyway.
Postulating. Interesting. In this day and age, I haven't heard of postulating psoriasis since we were fucking
I thought that left with cholera.
our sister. The last time I seen postulating psoriasis, we
was on a pirate.
we were still beheading people.
Postulating psoriasis, eh? That's a name I haven't heard in many a year.
We haven't witnessed that since the invasion of the Postwalkers.
I remember when this was all fields. Anyway, Bartlett, Michael.
Thank goodness for modern medicine. And by that I mean soap. Because we used to just burn people like you.
I see you, Bartlett, Michael. We have a death certificate. We're just going to fill the date in later. Cause of death, Bartlett.
Postulating Bartlett. Bring in the maester. She's quite attractive. She's an intern.
Have you tried everything? Yes, even the leeches.
Bring the young maester in with the paddle to slap a Bartlett on the postulating cock.
Oh, fuck. There's only one thing for it. Bring me a live chicken, 2 goldfish and a virgin boy.
Sir Bartlett seems to be drawing an erection. Fetch me the paddle.
I must make a poultice.
2 skites of a mace across the bulb, and hopefully the erection should retract. Give me time to work on the postulation.
That boy needs to be sent to war. Then you care for what he has. Don't know. I've one of the.
Go on to Amazon and order me a packet of newt. This is a severe case. Eyes of newt.
Give the lad a drink of port. That should do it. Don't know. I've been up to World War II era.
Start crushing some poppies. This is gonna hurt.
Have you tried opioids?
Oh dear.
That was the thing as well. It was like I went online to see if cannabis made it worse, and it in fact does not.
No,
So,
it usually makes things a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know if smoking it helps now, but
Well, yeah, you could get some oil.
yeah, I'll be in the market for that. I'm gonna try and because it's kind of
If you
got that
find someone
stage.
doing oil, yeah, hit me up.
Aye, it's kind of got that stage where like the because the medicine I'm on at the minute.
Take CBD.
No, I haven't yet actually.
Take an oil packet of gummies there from Flow CBD.
You got some gummies, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I did have some THC gummies now. I don't know how shit that worked, but all I made was just drink loads of Fanta. Loads of it.
8 litres.
There's only one thing for this ailment.
Loads of Fanta.
Bubbly orange. From the maester.
Suck off a frog, eh?
Eh?
Shove a baraka up your stink.
That has exhausted me. That
I know.
little bit.
It's always good doing bits.
It's always good doing bits. We have a bag load of questions, so we'll let this guide us through our chat.
Lovely.
Lou, did you meet each other at McGee? This is an old story that we tell frequently.
Aye.
No,
Yeah, never.
I'd seen you,
Yeah.
and I always tell the story of like, it was like there's just this fucking what I thought to be sort of gay stewardess type guy, with like dyed hair,
Aye, braces.
just like
Eating pussy. Do you want to have sex?
Pussy.
Hey ladies, I got highlights in the braces. Want to have good times? I also have man tits.
and you're on the back. You're like dressed. What was it? Dressed like Superman or something?
Aye.
Just in the student union, nowhere near Halloween. And I was
Yeah.
like, look at this fucking route.
I think I was a birthday party or something. I think the first time I saw you was, and I've told this one loads of times as well, was big, what do you call him, Graham? Mm-hmm. Was trying to get me to join the rugby team. Because that's how good the McGee rugby team was.
They just looked. They did a brief scan of the room, and they were like, "Who looks heavy?"
Aye. So I was like, I was up for it. I'd never played rugby in my life. And he was like, it'd be all right. He's like, basically, he said I was going to be a flanker. He went, so you basically get the ball and run like fuck. And I was like, sounds easy enough. So I went down.
That's so vague.
I know.
Rugby, like.
But I went down to go train. He was like, you all ready to go? And he stands smoking a fag. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then you came walking out with, was it maybe Chris Whiteman or something like that? Like, so I just saw you and this other giant dude. And I was like, who? And he was like, oh, they're on the team. And I went, see the whole thing about catching the ball? See if I, like, if they get me, what happens? And he was like, oh, they'll fucking kill you. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing it.
And the other guy is deaf. The guy with hair is deaf, so he'll not know when to stop. He'll not know when
You
you've
have to blow a whistle for it, like a dog whistle for him to stop.
He got an electric collar on this company. He'll fucking kill you. He's the baldy one will hear you. The deaf one will fucking kill you by accident. That guy was a fucking...
Everything sounds like screaming to him.
He looks around, everyone's screaming. He's a fucking bullock as well, your man.
Ah, you know, like-
Jesus Christ. That's so fucking... That team was shite. I swear to God. There was one dude that they roped in. They were like, oh, we'll get your man down. He sort of did play rugby for like City of Derry's fucking, thirds or something.
No.
He was getting on a bit, but he was probably the fittest player on the team. And they just roped him in because he owned a pizza shop. So he was literally like, they're calling the pizza shop as in like the fucking 78th minute. Like,
Aye.
just get fucking loads of pepper. We'll eat it. Doesn't matter what it is. And then the pizzas would arrive, and you're like, the real training.
Aye.
Neck and pints and everything. Which
Man,
I
was it-
hated because I was like, I want serious rugby.
Aye.
I want to be in here at 6 in the
Oh, kill
morning
conflict.
doing weights. And it was so sloppy. Like,
Aye.
people were just getting fucking injured.
Remember, was there one guy just broke his leg and nobody was anywhere near him? Like his boots
No,
stuck in the ground or something, and then
No, he ran at someone and they sort of tackled him and turned him, and his boot stayed on the floor.
Fuck.
And his leg just went, and I heard it across the pitch, like, and then the fucking ambulance went down like the bank onto that pitch, and then realised like, oh, it's going to be quite hard to get back up there. And then the full rugby team's like pushing the ambulance back up this bank.
Jesus Christ.
Instead of like, why don't you use the 30 dudes to fucking walk the guy
Up to the ambulance.
Idiots.
I'm fucking Dukes of Hazzard, hey.
Fucking
I drive a poke van in the evenings.
Nightmare.
That's fucking, I love this, hey.
I remember there was a dude there, he was all bravado, and then do you know, this is how crap it was. You would go to like Sligo
Aye.
to play a match against some fucking shit team in the dead of winter, and the pitch is like being ploughed.
Aye.
You know what I mean? And then just nobody scores, everyone's too unfit, and then you just fucking go for a pint and go home. You're like, this is terrible. But anyway, getting a shower in these fucking Auschwitz showers, freezing, just whatever, and there's this dude, this French dude who just, you know, like typical French dude, like just kind of, you know, that's
naturally massive, like just
not even massive, but you know, like a swimmer, like
Aye.
big wide shoulders, kind of svelte body, baguette. You know what I mean? Just big European cock. And he had like, he could barely speak English. Like this guy, there's two French dudes actually, but he was like, he's just openly like, this guy is small. The cock. Big fat cunt just soaping himself up with tiny baby dick. It's always, they always do that. Like the guy with the smallest dick is like, fucking move out of the way.
Aye.
I'm here, McGregor. And this guy's just
pull their skin back to reveal the bulb.
this the French dude could like lather up his hair. The fucking balls would go down. He'd catch them off the end of his dick again and fucking reuse it. His penis is so small.
Dick so big, just squeeze it and shower gel comes out of it. There's many uses.
Just keep shit in it. I'll get this one.
Do I take Euro? Don't know where he's from.
It's fat baguette.
Hurrah for Flas.
And there was one black dude on the team, and he was built like fucking 50 Cent. 50 Cent was the most in shape guy back in the day, and everyone was terrified because he was fast as shit, but almost like a sports car, like very fast, very muscular, very light. Because I remember like he fucking did a bit of a shimmy once around someone, and I fucking fucked him like that, and I was like, "See out there." Tits on his face. See out there. 100% no nice beef like that. Got a weight behind that there. None of this fucking, you know, all fart no shit. That's what you are. That was the last time
I just couldn't have done it. Like,
have you ever played a rugby match or trained or
like
nothing?
not even fucking close to it. Went to Catholic school. Like it literally wasn't even like it wasn't even brought up in the school I went to.
Yeah. Well, it's very much even like a fucking grammar school type thing, because it's like, you know, you could go to like, you know, I went to Ballyclare High, and I don't even know if Ballyclare Secondary played rugby. I think they just played football.
Aye.
It's very
our
much
school
like
was like, I think they had a soccer team that they probably had a Gaelic team as well. I remember there was like a day where they were going, this is a rugby ball, and then kind of looked at the amount of degenerates in the class and went, we're just going to do theory here on a pitch.
theory.
Do you know what I mean? We'll talk to you, but like pass it about a wee, but there you go, boys.
But I think like,
get changed.
you know, you should be trying to let kids play all sports.
Oh, 100%.
Because you're gonna get like, you know, for example, like there's sports like boxing and wrestling and stuff where the weight classes go from like you weigh nothing to you fucking fat as shit.
Aye.
And there's certain sports like rugby or football or anything where you're like, all right, I'm just not going to be able to play that.
Aye.
Because I'm like too small or too whatever. So there are sports where you can sort of be any size and be like elite at it.
I remember like going.
Also, God knows, like fuck knows, I might have been lethal at hurling.
Aye.
I never played it in my life, but I even right now I'm telling you, probably would be decent at it. Confident. Is that a video?
Hurling scars. Like it's one of those things where.
Oh yeah, I'll be going in. You know,
I
suit of armor.
Aye, it's one of those things where like, where I went down to a fucking thing. Right, it was after the first lockdown, maybe this time last year. So remember I bought rollerblades as a joke. Right, and I went down to the wee place where like there's a bunch of guys playing roller hockey, and I thought roller hockey.
A joke.
Right, well, fucking yeah, I look pretty cool in them. But we used
Did
to
you put them on now?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I would only wear this one pair of trainers. Can't even wear Converse.
Oh, good.
Crocs. Don't even chat to me. See the wee like. Have you ever seen a pair of Crocs with wee dimples in the bottom? They're like fucking needles to me right now. Agony. But I digress. And seeing guys who play like even roller hockey and how fast that is, I remember thinking, I played roller hockey before, I'd probably be good at this. And you see the speed of it when it's guys who know what they're doing, and you're going, I didn't play roller hockey at all. I just hit a wee ball in the bin on my own.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. It's
same
the
with
same.
hurling. I look at hurling and go, I can't even see
the
where the
same
fucking
as-
ball is.
Anything. You know, if you're like up close at a professional sport, it would blow your mind. Like, or even see someone who's like really competent at golf.
Aye.
Tee off, and you're like whoosh, and you're like, whoa,
What the fuck was that?
fucking hell.
Have you seen that video? There's a guy, I think it's a bit of a trend going about where like guys teeing off with one hand, do that
Yeah.
weird. I'm like, to me, that's some of the sexiest shit I've ever seen on the internet. I don't even like golf. But
No?
there's something about that where I'm like, that's
Well, the game.
like, it's like you figured out how to make that look fucking class.
yeah.
It's unreal.
Whoosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
But
fucking-
honestly, it's like fucking. It's like anything. Like I remember being at an Ulster match, and there was like we're like at the end, you know, like behind the posts, and the subs were like warming up, and when you see like the power and pace of like six professional, you're obviously watching the game and it's all going on, but when they're like right there, just doing wee short sprints and running in the pads and all, you're like, fucking hell, you've
Right.
no idea how.
How fucking
You think you're like, oh, I'm a big lad, I can play that, and you're like, no, there's a guy that's like a scrum half, just like whoop,
Aye.
like smashing things and super quick.
I always remember when we did a like a TV pilot, something for BBC, but it was like a sports thing. Never fucking took off. But Marty Rogan, the boxer, was on it.
Yeah,
I remember we told you a story before. And they were we're having a bit of chat. Before
Joe's
we
brother.
Yes, that's the very boy. We're just having a bit of chat because he was like had a fight coming up, so he was a lot of bravado, a lot of that sort of boxing kind of angle, fucking kick us, fucking all that. But there was a point where he kind of dropped all of that because they were talking about like what happens to you after a fight, and he's like, all I want to do is go for a pint, fucking relax. And one of the lads went, do people ask you to hit them? And it was Bernard O'Shea told a story about meeting a WWE wrestler,
yeah,
and he was like, slap me in the chest the way you slap each other in the chest, like in the WWE. He said it left him a bruise, like
Rest
a
in
perfect
peace,
fucking
Bernard.
like for like 6 weeks, just had this massive bruise. And Marty Rogan goes, the amount of his people asked him to hit him, and he goes, I'm not even joking. He's like, my job is to try and knock somebody out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he went, Mick, if I hit you in the arm, I'd fucking break it. And I was
he
like, I didn't ask you. What I do?
I'm postulating in a macaque.
Exactly. What happens if I kick in the balls and twist them? What about that?
Oh yeah, people have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's not even that. It's like, you know, people are like, I would have a puncher's chance and all. I can throw a dig too if I caught, you know. And you're like, his job is also to take punches.
Aye.
So you're gonna hit him with your wee fucking 5 prawns of a hand.
Aye.
And he's just gonna be like, oh, what? Like,
Aye.
and then fucking
I
murder
drop
you.
my fake.
But it's so like, oh yeah, people have no idea, and it's like, there was all those arguments about fucking, you know, all the Jake Pauls and all that shit,
Aye.
talking about, well, what if he fought McGregor, and what if even Mayweather fought McGregor for real, and everybody, like all the Rogans of the world and all, were like, oh, you have no idea how quick it would be. Like,
Aye. It'd take his head off. Like,
he would put him on his back and punch his fucking head in,
Aye.
and choke him immediately. Because that's the thing, like, you know,
because I seen that, was it that Tommy Fury fight
yeah,
get cancelled, did it?
cancel, yeah.
Which I think a lot of people suspected that was going to happen regardless, didn't it? Was that kind of like was there maybe just not enough
I don't
promo
know.
for it? Or like,
I don't know. Maybe Tommy Fury was like, this probably isn't the best thing for my career. Because that's the thing. Like, it's just one of those fights where, like, sure, there's probably a lot of money on the line, and people aren't really taking Jake Paul seriously. But if he beat him, he'd be done forever.
aye.
If he by chance beat him, it would just be like, oh shit, I can't box seriously
Aye, can't be taken ever.
at all.
Because that happened to David Hay, wasn't he? Sort of knocked out a few times by like nobodies, and that was just like, that's you done.
I don't know. I don't really know the history of it so much. But people, like, in boxing, the sort of the clean record is very important.
Aye.
You know, they want to, if you're like undefeated, you're like very calculated decisions as to
Yeah.
who you fight.
Aye, because isn't Joe Calzaghe still one of the sort of top ranked boxers in the world because of that? Because of his undefeated?
Well, yeah, he was also like class.
a murderer,
like,
like I remember seeing
super
one of his
fast
fights where he
hands and-
broke his hand in the second round and just kept fighting. You're like, fuck me.
Oh, that happens all the time. Like, that
That's
happens.
insane.
But the speed
You
of
would
him.
never hear the end. If I broke a nail, you would never hear me.
I've done a couple of things with my hand actually, but like I've dislocated my thumb, and like I was rolling with a guy once, and well, they told me the girl in the hospital was like, "You've an avulsion, like you pulled the ligament off,"
Aye.
and the way it moves would suggest I did, as in there's no support going sideways. But as soon as it happened, I was, you know what I mean? I was like, walked out of the gym.
Aye.
I wasn't like, sure, I'll see
No,
what that's
too
like.
soon,
It was like, and I was like, I have to go home now. I'm away. Phone an ambulance. There was no toughing it out. Like I was like, that's something's wrong. Bye.
Aye.
And I wasn't getting paid to grapple at lunchtime on Tuesday.
I couldn't do it, man. Fucking hell.
I remember like the first thing I really broke probably was my arm, and I'd never broken anything, and I broke it.
Aye.
Like fucking like a Z. And I remember being like, because I'd never broken anything, I was like, there's a chance it might just be sprained still. And I'm like, it's in fucking 4 bits.
Aye. Fucking hell. Is there anything you haven't broken? Like, you've got all the cool injuries, like, oh, you hurt that jiu-jitsu rugby, and I'm like, oh, bits just fall off me. But
No,
you broke your leg as well? Did you break your leg? No.
I've blown my knee out pretty badly.
Aye.
It was pretty fucked.
Because I think I'm the kind of person, if I broke my arm, wrist, whatever, I would never leave the house again. I'd be like, no, I went out there one time, and
you're like an owl doll, like slips on the way to the co-op.
I can't. See when it gets cold? No, that's me.
Is that the snow coming down?
Night has fallen. I daren't go out. I daren't
go out. I'll die. No, it must be scary being like that. That's why you got to be robust and strong. You know what I mean?
No.
I told you about the guy that used to deliver our like home heating oil. That he was about 80, and he would just fire the fucking. And he's a big lad too.
Aye.
He would just fire the ladder up and just climb over the fence and fucking do it all himself. And I'm like, that's what I want to be when I'm 80. Or robust. He looked like if he slipped and fell, he'd be like, fuck, shit, and all.
Aye.
Jesus Christ. Throw the ladder back in the lorry.
That's why I can't wait to get back in the gym. I was getting wee muscles and all. Starting to look alright. 8 weeks ago. And then, fucking fumes.
Eating loads of protein now?
Yeah, it was doing pretty well. Although, again, still drinking. So we said this for years. If I had to quit drinking while I was working out.
Yeah. Just fucking get married and have a child, would you? That'll sort your life out.
Oh, God, there. Imagine me trying to fucking have a child with scabby hands. Quick. My skin's in his lip. Quick.
What are you doing breastfeeding the child?
I have to clean my own dummies.
I'm sort of like, you know, I'm dying to go on the piss, but I really just, I need like rest before I go on the piss. And
Aye.
then 2 days rest.
Yeah, I need 2 days after as well. Like, aye.
Fuck that.
I got to the point where like my favorite time to drink is just in the flat by myself, because
you're a postulating crusty man.
yeah, you don't have to look at anybody, and nobody looks at you.
Postulation. Let's get into some. We'll work our way through these. Do you know each other McGee? No, Talal Jomar. Good Catholic name there. What's both your favourite funny video / story from 2021? Can you answer this in your Marlon Brando accent? That's very funny, that clip. Mac.
Thank you.
Seen that there?
One of the very few impressions I do bang on.
The special bit, near died. It's a special. I can't do it.
I don't like those people.
We don't like
I actually
those
watched The
people.
Godfather last night, just like, fuck, your class, boy.
That's bang on, sir. Could you do... Could I pull off this... Let me look at it again. Could I pull off the Brando in, like, Apocalypse Now coming out of the water?
Yeah.
Could I?
Yeah, definitely.
Could I get a fucking, like, fish tank and that'd be my Halloween? What the fuck are you? Turn the light off, you'll find out. You'll find out.
I smell napalm.
I smell napalm. Oh wait, Savage. I can't do it. I just sound... Why do I sound like a deaf guy? Hey, Colin, do Brando.
You come to my house today on my daughter's wedding. Ask me to do murders.
Can't even pretend. You know
Look at the mess they made of my boy.
Apocalypse Now. Let me see if I can get an image.
Apocalypse Now. That'll be a good video.
Apocalypse Now. Yeah. Do you think if Dana White, Tyson Fury's dad, and him had a baby, it would be me?
I think that's exactly what happened.
Thanks.
To be honest with you.
Do
you know something? I've never seen the entirety of Apocalypse Now. Is that a bad thing to say?
Why do I look at this and I'm like, China? Like, I mix all the accents. I'm terrible at accents. That's what I mean. Just coming out of the fucking... Have you seen that video? I don't know. Someone's going to have to send me it, where the guy's like... in the back of the taxi. Yeah, if he's fucking stuck in the back of the taxi,
He's just covered in
£50.
mug.
No, look at the fucking state of him. And he's like, who, me?
But it looks like he shit himself upwards.
I think he just fell into fucking. What watch has he got on there? The Rolly. Man's in the jungle. And
What was it? Isn't there something about Apocalypse Now where the reason they did that scene in the dark was because he was supposed to turn up kind of jacked.
He was so
looking like a
fat.
soldier. He was just like a fat cunt.
what a fucking executive decision.
Like
He's like, turn off the lights.
it's
Marlon's fat.
See when you look at Marlon Brando like Streetcar Named Desire, and then fast forward to 20 years, you go Jesus Christ! Like
Food truck named Desire.
Streetcar Named Diabetes. Because there isn't. I mean, I can't look at a photo of him without going back to the old ones, being all, "But look at that, sir."
That's a handsome old man there. No?
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Still a very I love the story of him in Superman when he just turned up, blocked, and did it in one take, and they were like, "Fuck, he's good. Like he's good."
Man's a genius.
Superman, you gotta fucking save the planet.
Whiz. Look at
I got a cape here. My father gave it to me before I left the planet Krypton.
It's in a fucking phone box.
Spin round real fast, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit of advice my father gave me. When you fucking know what's lane, take it easy, because you'll crush the pelvis. Also, you can see through a top if you know what I mean.
Now, have you seen all of Apocalypse Now? Why do you not have a microphone anymore? Piece of shit.
Loved it.
You have seen it? I'm gonna have to. I mean, it's because I do enjoy the sort of Vietnam War era for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why I've never finished it. I think it's one of those movies I've put on when I'm lying on a bed, and that's whenever I'll just have wee sleepies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an effort. Like,
yeah.
I wonder. Do you want me to look up the price of the watch that he's wearing in that?
Yeah.
So he's wearing an old Rolex GMT Master, which would have sort of dual time zones there, Mike. So he could be in Da Nang, and then being like, that's what time it is at home there.
Oh, class.
That's what that
Is that 4 hands then, or just like?
That's what the hands for that one.
Right.
So you could be like, okay, it's 2:10, but it's also like 5 o'clock.
And is the other hand? It is a different size, so you don't get all fuck me. It's 20 to 2.
The wee thin red one is the other time zone. You see, right? I'm gonna look.
But then how do you check how many seconds it is in a minute?
There's a second hand.
Is there right.
You have your own time, and that's a separate thing.
Gotcha.
Let me just.
And does it tell you if it's AM or PM in the other time zone? Because do you still have to go a wee 7 hours ahead or 7 hours behind?
Well, yeah.
Because if you do, then just count. That's fucking pointless. That's an absolute waste of space.
But it is.
I'm angry at Rolex for admitting that.
But it is just one other time zone, so you would know. You would know that, like, if you flew from America to thing, you'd be like, right, we're ahead.
Aye, but sure, you can do that by counting. If you say, for example,
Like, what if you're in a fighter jet and you need to be like, oh, we've got a bomb this place, what time? All right. When? 5.
Surely
right.
you could just radio back home. Maverick.
He's in the shit, Mick.
What time
He's in the shit.
What time is it back home? Tea time. Be specific, cunt. Look what happened.
I fucking spilled my cola. Some say it was deliberately. Oh, for fuck's sake, shout out to Industrial
Who's
Bed.
slippy hands now?
Please drop that. Please drop that just as you say that. Shout out to Industrial by Design for the wipe clean tape. So, hey,
Whoa.
didn't mean that at all. Sorry. Just nail in the tits. Right, hold on. Right, I'm going to look it up. Ready?
Can't wait.
I can't wait. This is Rolex GMT Marlon Brando shopping.
Oh God, I'm so excited. I know. I'm fucking soaking.
It's hard to know. I think the actual one, GMT Master from Apocalypse Now, sells for $1,952,000 grand.
Is that the one from the movie? Like the actual one he wore?
No, it's probably Marlon Brando's Rolex GMT. Well, yeah, it's the actual one. Oh, yeah, it is. It says Brando on the back.
So it must be his.
It definitely wasn't scraped in there
Aye.
with a knife.
Yeah, Marlon Brando's school blazer sells for fucking £3 million because it says brand, but the O fell off because he was in PE.
Brando. Sounds like juice. There's a carton of Brando. Yeah, but that's that's the watch community. People would be absolute like
Aye.
your man's fucking who's the fucking dude has the. There's like a really famous fucking Daytona. James fucking who is it? Dean?
Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek. Huh?
James Cameron.
No. It's
What is it, like a famous
he's like an old fucking film star that's dead.
James Dean?
I think so.
Yeah.
This is like fucking worth millions. Then who was it put one out there? Was it Patek Philippe did a Tiffany collaboration and the Jay-Z has it? It was 6 million.
Is that the one? Yeah, is that
Blue.
is there something where Beyonce is like the third person to wear this necklace or something? Or was it Lady Gaga? There was some Tiffany necklace.
I don't know.
Somebody wore it in an award ceremony and they were like, fuck me, she's wearing the fucking like
Yeah, something like that. Only it's
that's the fucking the thing out of Titanic. Like
only it's a watch. Like they did a collaboration with like was it Patek Philippe? Who does the Nautilus? Patek Philippe. And it was like a blue face thing and everyone was bidding on it and it was like 6 million. Then Jay-Z turned up at a party like
it's so crazy.
every photo. She boy. Now tune into the motherfucking greatest. You would be. It was 6 million.
I fucking hell. It gets the people going. That's Will Ferrell, but still.
Good night, then problems.
I don't know. I think like I think if I had a bunch of money, I'd buy movie memorabilia, but it would be like the guns from Alien. Do you know, like
I'm sure you can get that.
yeah, I'd buy shit like that. But I don't know if I put like the watch somebody wore it. I could never see myself being like, I want to need that from a collection.
But it's for a very specific market. You know what I mean? Like that would be somebody who
Spastics with coin is what you call them.
really, really loaded, like crazy in the watches,
Aye.
and then also
What's the
crazy
smell of Marlon Brando's hand?
crazy in the movies.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 10 of those guys.
Yeah.
And then they're like, who wants this?
I'd be very much me see what I bought. Like in your head.
E45.
That's Joshua Jackson from Mighty Ducks Moisturizer.
Oh, just salt band. Oh, Jesus. What's your favorite? What was the question? What's your favorite funny video / story from 2012 or 2012? Bro. How specific? 2021. I did like the up the raw. I enjoyed that. We've got it on the button there.
It was very good.
I couldn't believe it when I seen it.
I at the minute the amount the shit Jerry Adams is putting out is making me laugh yet also just headbutt walls.
What was the one he did? And it was like such a stretch.
There was TikTok
like,
la.
knock knock, and he went and they're like who? And he's like
Alive. Yeah.
What a strange song.
Yeah,
as well.
it's so weird. Like, especially with the amount of people in this country and indeed the world that hold him solely responsible for the death of their loved ones. And he's fucking cracking jokes and doing like wee sketches where he's a carol singer.
Yeah, life is not fair.
Yeah, very, very odd. Very odd. I don't know, favourite.
It was such not a good joke. Like it was such a
fucking
stretch.
terrible.
It's literally like knock knock. Who's there? Who? Fuck your mother. Just such a bad fucking joke. Like here he is.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Rochette Ban. How are ya? Oh, Rochette Ban. How are ya?
Do some work, you fucking.
Who's that?
Is he got dementia? Like dementia?
Oh fuck me. Let me see this one.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Can we get that as a button? Such knock knock. Oh who? Lick my bollocks. It's such a stretch. Like
It's like he's phoning Moe's Tavern in The Simpsons.
I know.
Is Burr there? Burr. Fucking Burr, it's cold in here. Like, it's fucking shite.
Knock, knock, who's there? Daphne? Daphne who? Daphne and Nara.
Alive. Crying cockles and mussels alive.
Fuck me.
He's thriving, he's healthy,
Aye.
he's jovial, you know?
Who's there? Uppa.
Sleep.
Uppa who? Uppa bomb, no harm done. You thought I was going to around me?
Hello.
Gotcha.
What a twist. Sleeps at night, probably,
Aye.
you know? Just, it was political.
Throw away your old laptop just because it is.
No, I thought that was
That's what Jerry Adams. Don't do it, your old laptop.
some girl shaking her tits, and I'm like,
Loser.
it's embarrassing. Jerry Adams' baptism, let me see. Oh, bro, what's this? What's this? Oh, we fucked it all up. Anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Oh, that's.
When I first saw a Born in Belfast video, I thought it was you doing a character called John Zoo. Well, sure, we all know there's been confusions before.
I'm seeing this one.
No, someone come up to me in a outside Lavery smoking area, and they were talking to me, and then their drunk girlfriend came along, and they were like, "Here, look who it is!" And this girl stumbles over and like looked me in the face, and went, "John Zoo, the rapper."
Oh, shit, right.
Do you know who that is? I must let me pull this up. What am I looking for? Instagram. So our boy John Zoo went from like John Zoo, you know, I was born in Belfast, to now singing this. He's taken a real turn in the career. It's our sexy mate there.
Oh, fuck, I would. Oh, my God. He is the best looking man in the world. No, God, that looks like me and you fucked.
It's some turn on the road for that.
Aye.
Man. He's firing the booth 1 minute and fucking
And then just remind you of sadness the next.
fiddling the booth the next
Aye.
one.
Fiddling the booth.
It's not bad. Like, if you've ever, have you seen the original of that now with Shane McGowan and Christy Moore? And he, you know, Christy Moore's singing, it's nice, and then it's like, and the whistling is just the wind going through his teeth.
What was the story about fucking Shane McGowan? Who the fuck told it about doing a gig or something, or meeting him after a gig, going drinking with him, and like getting fucking wrecked?
Shane McGowan?
Shane McGowan. But then the next day they're on the plane flying home, and Shane McGowan was sitting beside the guy and couldn't remember talking to him, and then boked on him. Somebody told a story. I think it was on a podcast or something, where they were like, "That's how much of a fucking animal he is." Like,
I've done that myself. You know, do you ever be on a night out and it's just a fucking whirlwind of
Aye.
a night out, and you could have chatted to someone for
oh man,
fucking
all the time.
for an hour, and then
Aye.
they're like, "Oh, do you remember a thing?" And you're like, "No,
Yeah, constantly. Fucking,
Steam.
who you talking to?
Oh, you talking to, baby?"
If I met you between the ages of 23 and 34, I don't remember who the fuck you are. Like, lots of nights like that. Tons and tons.
Postulate my
And well trad songs, but they're always just fucking. And then the Brits, they took my woman
and
and threw
something,
her in the bin.
and something else terrible. Trauma, despair, and spuds.
I got 2 weeks in Tenerife. 795 per person.
God bless.
Was only half board.
Cook my own breakfast.
Flying jet too. I'd rather kill my family. Even good news is shite. The child was born at 9 £8, 4:15 in the morning. Completely healthy but ugly as fuck.
Another mouth to feed. I polish my gun.
I'll never be drunk again.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sweating. Giles Strutt, would you be open to doing the Copeland... Oh, I got a cramp in my back.
Oh, shit.
Would you be up for doing the Copeland Distillery Comedy Club? I know Mick was meant to do it the first one, but couldn't make it due to quote-unquote illness.
I have quote-unquote illness. I'm sick.
I was...
I can't even do that. It's me doing air quotes.
I was mittens. I was booked in to do it, and then Dave was like, by the way, they've had to pull that gig on Sunday because they didn't get a drinks license. And I went, oh, that's a shame. Forgot about it.
Aye.
You know, so...
Couldn't get a drinks license in a distillery?
Yeah. There's obviously... Yeah, because even the brewery gig we did, they had to hire in the license. But I was like, well, here, it's a good thing because I forgot about it and I haven't seen a poster or, you know...
Aye. You're fuck
all. When are you both making an appearance on Those Conspiracy Guys? I remember Mick and Connor were due on at some stage. Was that supposed to happen?
I was supposed to be on it.
The biggest conspiracy podcast of all time.
Me and Connor just been like, is that right? No, I think I was supposed
That'll be me later on.
Oh, he's coming to the end.
There'll be a lot of him talking for 20 minutes and me just going, oh, that's wild.
Aye. It's one of them ones where I kind of hope I'm gone before he gets here because I'd be all, hey, Gordo.
Why don't you stay? Why don't we do a three-way?
I need to go home moisturise. But no, I was supposed to do it, I think, last year. And then lockdown, all that shit happened because Gordo was still living in Dublin. So it hit a point where like you literally couldn't, as far as we knew, you couldn't even get into Dublin to do it because they were so strict.
Yeah. Do you remember you recorded with Neil Delamere?
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's bizarre. Oh, you weren't here? Where were you? You cheeky bastard. No, he was very strange. He was walking up the stairs and he's like, are we filming this? And I was like, yeah. When's it going out? And I was like, why are you here, man?
Aye.
If it's so dodgy, stay at home.
I see Delamere's doing the Strictly, the RT version of Strictly. Which
he'd be bigger than Jesus after that.
Yeah.
A couple of us in work were spitballing what our Spice names would be. After ranking the Spice Girls from worst to best looking. One of us was Cheesy Spice, Horny Spice, Baldy Spice. What would your Spice name be?
Scabby Spice.
Scabby Spice? Yeah.
Flaky Spice.
What would I be? Baldy Spice?
No, I've already got Barry Spice.
Did I tell you about being on the phone to my accountant?
No.
Phone me up in chaos, like it sounds like he's in a fucking, market in Wuhan. It's crazy. And he's just like, Colin, here, corporation tax has to be at the end of the year here. Fucking and he was saying all these things. I was like, Jim, whatever the fuck is the cheapest, I don't care.
Aye.
That's what I'm paying you. Do whatever you have to do illegally. And he's like, right, hold on. And this other voice was like, Jim, blah, blah. And he goes, hold on a second. Phone goes down. He goes, what? No, I'm on the other line. Tell him to call me back. And he comes back. He goes, Colin, hello. He goes, you're getting preferential treatment here over Chinese Tony. And I was like, glad to hear it. And he goes, not to mention fucking Chicken John trying to get on to me too. They must just have nicknames.
Is Chinese Tony a Chinese guy called Tony, or is that his mafia name? Like,
I have no idea.
You got Chinese Tony, fucking Jimmy the Gook.
Yeah, he might just be a Chicken John. Can't shoot anybody. No, I think he just fucking... they're just people own businesses, you know what I mean? Like, but he has nickname. I was like, what does he call me?
We got JCB Joey, because he's black and I don't want to use the N-word. I don't get it. That rhymes with digger. Yeah, I mean.
Oh. Smart. Knock, knock. Ah! That's the name of the podcast.
Chinese Tony.
Knock, and Chicken John. I was like, what do they call me? Fat Funny. He's on the phone here. Tell Fat Funny he has to get his accounts in. The Fat Controller. Heard you talking about ideas for an advent calendar? How about a glory hole advent calendar? It's up to you if you put your cock in or one pops out. It's too much.
It's a lot.
I don't know, 30 dicks.
Yeah, it's a lot of cubicles.
What accent or impression can you both do that you're most proud of? The Brando?
Brando's probably up there.
I'm not really good. I don't really have
I've always said it, like I wish I could do a really good Christopher Walken, but not like the generic Christopher Walken, but like the fucking...
Who do you think does the best walking?
There's a guy, what do you call the guy fucking, is it Kevin Pollak? He was in Usual Suspects.
Yeah,
he does really good
yeah.
walking. And there's a sketch I'd seen from fucking 2005, and it's Cooking with Christopher Walken.
Right.
And it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. Yeah, Kevin Pollak probably.
Yeah. I've seen Brian Callen do one. He goes, "This is Christopher Walken as a pigeon." He's like, "Oh," and he was doing this weird, fucking. That was quite funny. How are your crusty feet? We've covered. Is he doing more with his dog now? He's sober.
Sounds sexual.
Who's this guy? Your fucking parole officer?
What's the name there?
Oisin.
Haven't a clue. Oisin up the rat.
2016 Belfast Open. Skip forward to 3 minutes. Listen to when the black goes in. Right, hold on. Bit of porn here coming up.
Oh, lovely.
What do he say? Go forward to 3. 322. It's worth it, mate. Classic frames. Fuck me, sir. Bit of fucking. Skip forward to the end then. Is that what you said? When the black goes in.
One incredible
Yeah.
After all of that.
It is. It's an equal measures comforting and makes me
Terrifying.
feel sick.
Aye.
At the same time. Best conversation comment you've overheard in public that's made you go, "Well, fuck me."
I still laugh.
Loads of them,
Remember the guy that time we were having pints in the Empire and they were talking about football? He was like, "If you put a gun to my head," they were getting really fucking aggressive. But
it was like, who's better? And it was like George Best or fucking Messi.
Aye.
And he's like, "Honest to God, you break into my house, middle of the night, gun in my mouth. You've already murdered my children and my
Aye.
wife.
and you're about to put a knife up my hole.
And as much as I love Geordie Best, I'd have to say Messi. And it goes against God and Ulster and my own beliefs." We were just sitting there like,
who's doing this as a bit?
it was so extreme. Like, you've got my wife, my kids in a tank that's slowly filling with water. You're slowly leaking gas into it to kill them. The dog's been splayed.
I'm tied to that table. There's a laser beam going up to my balls. I'm in a tuxedo.
Each of my limbs is tied to a horse. Someone's got a firework, and you're like, who's better, Cristiano Ronaldo or Johnny Evans?
Do you ever see the movie Saw? Right? I have my hand in a bucket full of acid. But don't get
There's a padlock and a key on the other side of the room.
Some cunts talk about playing a game. Right? But Thierry Henry or fucking Henrik Larsson. I think one of the things I remember, I always love when you hear something in public and there's another comedian with you and there's that moment of like pickled cabbage was another belter. And I remember one time,
But again, one of the great stories that's really not that funny when you tell it
tell
again.
anybody else.
But
Yeah.
at the time you had to grab the end of your dick. You were
and
laughing
I
at
left
it.
hung over this close to somebody. I believe it's some sort of pickled cabbage.
Just two guys trying to, like, they were obviously walking along talking, and then the conversation continued in the lift, and they got in the lift and the doors closed, and everyone's really close. It's like, it's a nice dinner. I wonder what the little bit on the side was. And the guys, I believe it was some sort of pickled cabbage. I mean, like, they're sliding down the wall of the lift, like,
So funny. The times
just two business guys don't even know each other, just talking shit. I believe it's some sort of pickled cabbage.
It's phenomenal. I think about it fondly all the time. I remember one time it was me and Shane are walking through Edinburgh, and there was like homeless guys with ferrets, right? And somebody blocked, like, was obviously just walking in the street with a ferret. And again, a Northern Irish accent, you just hear somebody going, "Do you just buy a fucking ferret off a fucking tramp?" And me and Shane were like, do you know when you look, laugh, and then one of you's like, "Dibsies." Like, you just buy a fucking ferret off a fucking tramp?
It happens sometimes. Like, we've told the story on the podcast about the time me and Aaron went to see Action Bronson, smoked a load of weed, and then went to the Chinese place, and he tried to order food off just some Chinese people that were in there, and it was always like, "Can I do that in stand up or whatever?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, he still hasn't really done it.
Aye.
And I'm like, I want to do that.
Aye.
That's great.
It's a weird thing too, because I think there's times where like the time me and Rory Ward like went back to the girls' flats, we got kicked out of a place we were staying, and both went back to stay in this house, and Rory was getting off with one of the girls, and I was meant to be taking the grenade right, for us to get somewhere to sleep. So long story short, me and Rory in a room thinking the other one's fucking someone, but there was a third couple we hadn't seen, and his version of it and my version of it are two very different. So we can only do, even in stand up, we can only do it if we're gigging together.
Right.
Because it doesn't make sense. Like Rory has to go on and do it first, and then I have to go.
And you do your take.
Wait to
then?
hear what happened, because on its own it doesn't fucking make sense.
That's hilarious. So you're just fucking lying there like someone's going at it, and you're like, cheeky bastard.
Yeah, we and Rory were in the toilets, right? And I think I pissed in the sink, and he like in this flat in Edinburgh.
Respect.
And I was like, man, just do me a favor. Like we're all sleeping in the same room. Just don't fuck that girl. Like just please don't. And he's like, man, I swear to God, like I'm not gonna do it. Fucking not happening. And then I'm lying in bed beside this like big unit of a girl, right? That she was like, don't fucking touch me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking touch you. He told me I had to come here because there's nowhere to stay, right? So just fucking relax. Nobody's trying to get rid of here. She's like, I'm a lesbian. I'm gay then. Fuck yeah, I don't give a shit. And I'm lying like just beside this girl, and you can hear this like, and I'm thinking, that piece of shit. I told him not to do it, but he's the other end of the room going, fucking Micky Bartlett, you cunt. I can't believe you're bucking a lesbian. And then it went on that long. I hit a point where I was going, Rory Ward's an amazing lover, because that's been a good 40 minutes and he hasn't missed a stroke. Like that's fucking. But there was just, we were just blocked. Didn't know there was a third couple, because we both agreed we heard the noise of a cock coming out of a mouth, like we both heard that. It doesn't sound that funny now, but when you had to be there, because oh my God,
Had missed a stroke.
happy times, sir.
Jesus Christ. As a fellow psoriasis sufferer, what is the worst cure you've been told to do? My ma rang some lady and she told me to get 9 cloves of garlic, boil it in a pint of water and stick it in the fridge. Every morning I was supposed to knock back a shot of it. Did it once and projectiled against the wall like the priest in Scary Movie.
Yeah, I haven't had any of that shit yet. I haven't got that desperate.
Do you want to hear a horror story?
Yeah.
Maureen had something similar. In fact, all of her sisters get like
Aye.
weird shit in their hands. It's usually like stress.
Yeah.
And Maureen had that similar thing. Like her feet were all fucking weird and shit.
No.
And initially she thought it was like athlete's foot or something, and put like some really
Well, I've done that
hectic
powder
athlete's
shit.
foot stuff on this like open wound type shit. And then was like, oh, that was the worst thing I could have done there.
That's the first time I ever had it on my feet was about 12, same thing. And just your like cracks, bleeds, fucking you take a sock off and your foot comes off with it. Like yeah. I haven't done any of
I
those
was
like
just over there poking in the bin.
Sorry now. Enjoy your lunch. I hope you're not having crisps.
Has it ruined crisps for you?
Hasn't ruined crisps.
You'd be sitting on the couch just eating a wee bag of Walkers and then you're just like,
It has ruined like
was foot.
whenever I look at the sofa and go, me or Crippy? Play a wee game myself.
me or Crippy. That is fucking me or crisps.
Yeah, there's definitely certain.
Welcome back.
I'm sick hoovering. Like that's fucking.
Is it slightly therapeutic though? Just pulling your foot off.
No, because it's like it's annoying as fuck. Like you take your sock off and you hear. You're like, ugh. And then my girlfriend's like, "This is disgusting," and I'm like, "I'm not doing it on purpose."
Yeah.
Like it's not like I've gone. I have a great idea. Let's leave bits of me everywhere.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, it's so gross.
Absolutely disgusting. Have you heard any weird cures though?
I've had a few people being like, "Listen, phone this number," and this man will whisper down the phone to you. Oh, that sort of shit. But I remember the time, like, I haven't tried any of the fucking weird shit yet. I'm just going to use medicine.
I'd say Control C. Maybe like a nice, if you could, get on holiday and like get in the sea and get some sun and all. That would do you the world good. Rub yourself down with olive oil.
Yeah. The only problem would be getting from the airport to the hotel because you can't move a bag or walk.
But you get in the wee golf cart and they take you straight up.
Aye.
There's a young child using nunchucks. Nunchucks?
That's a class video.
It's always Asian kids doing something really well and you sort of think to yourself, there's been some sort of abuse here.
Yeah. Very true.
Where they've just made them sit there like, again. There's some great questions here just to finish us off. What's the most awkward situation you've ever been in? Mine was when I had the most massive, this is from Emma Jane, so the most massive of Ronnie last night's beer and kebab shits in a public toilet and the next person was waiting in line to get in.
I think.
I've done that a million times.
Yeah,
I
loads of
mean,
times.
like, you know, just you fucking just emptied in someone's
Aye.
house or something. You're like, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Remember the time my man here shit herself on the way back from Cork? It was very funny. She was like, this isn't really awkward. I just love telling it. I was driving. So I was doing a gig in Cork. My mum and dad had never been to Cork. They were like, I just haven't been. I'd love to come with you. And I'm like, you know it's going to be shit. Like, I'll get there at about 8:30. You'll have an hour to dander about fucking Cork, which isn't great.
Yeah.
I'll do the gig and then I have to leave. And we got to like one of the fucking apple greens, and my mom's going, Michael, stop the car, stop the car. I go, stop, please, stop the car, stop the car. Stop. And I was like, just busting for a piss, fair enough. So I pulled in the garage, and as she was getting out of the car, she just went, I'm going to shit myself. I was running between two toilets, like genuine, like fear in her face. And then eventually get into the toilet, and I'm just sitting there like fucking, so like when you're sitting still, you're trying to fuck about with the heat, like you can't quite get warm or cold, like fucking like waiting. And then I look up and there's a queue formed at the toilet door, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Can you imagine?
I just watched my man's face open the door, like relieved, like fuck me, and then just seeing 4 people. And now I'm about 20 feet away, but I could tell from like her body language, she was being like, don't fucking go in there, like that's fucking
There's nothing.
don't do it, don't fucking do
Phone a
it.
priest.
It was, oh God love her.
Oh, there's nothing like an emergency shite, like.
Yeah, I think like the amount of times I've like shouted out the people at the word, like the word looking at me or talking to me,
Yeah.
I've done that a bunch of times. All right mate, or like
Oh yeah. Like you're walking, talking to someone, and they've stopped to look at something, and you're
Yeah.
like, and anyway, I'll leave it round him about 3 o'clock a day or whatever. Hello.
aye.
Just
When Bluetooth fucking headsets came out, the amount of times I would,
I know that actually did happen to me in a taxi, as if it happened in a sitcom where the guy was like, "Aye, all right," and I was like, "Yeah, dead on," and he's talking away, and I like, 3 lines in a conversation, and he's like, "This here," he's like, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Sorry, it's my Brando impression. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't fucking see through your head the Bluetooth thing, you fucking dickhead. Like in the airport recently, and they're like ripping all the bags apart now and rescanning the computer, and he goes, sorry, I had to put it through again, she couldn't see through the computer. And I was like, who can see through a laptop? Who are you, an X-Man? It's a MacBook, you fucking stupid cunt. Metal.
aye.
Are you calling get us? Yeah, hence the microphones, wires, and laptop.
And ID.
Yeah. What do you think is in the pair of vans you made me take off?
Aye.
A machete?
Do you find you get stopped when you're going to the airport? Like it's a personal, they're stopping you on purpose,
It has happened, yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of times, yeah.
just to get talking to you. All right, mate.
Sort of,
Aye.
you know. I just thought I'd put my hand up your crotch before I said I was a big fan of the podcast. Do you know what I do now?
Where's Thomas?
It's like passive aggressive as fuck. I just don't I don't say anything.
Aye.
So they're like, stand there, and I'm like, they're like, turn around, over there, take your shoes off, empty that out, and I just stand there
Aye.
like I can't hear them. It's really passive aggressive.
I told you the thing I used to do, but
I'm a cunt.
when I get going to the city airport, and the guy made me like change the fucking toiletries bag of them. So like I had mine in, I think it was essentially a Tesco sandwich bag, but it was like
Yeah.
the wee sealable ones.
Yeah,
And the guy was like, that's not the
yeah.
regulation.
BLT.
yeah, 2 cookies in it. He was like, that's not the regulation bag, mate. And I was like, but what difference does it make? And he's like, you need to have it in the right, like a regulation bag. So he made me like take all the stuff out of it. He got me one of the airport bags. Maybe like change my toilet. And I was running late. Queue was massive, all sort of stuff. So I put everything in this wee airport bag, and I was trying to be like, just to show him how fucking pointless it was. When I got my bag through the scanner, and he was still staring at me like fucking, like he loved his job.
Yeah.
And I just opened the bag and emptied all the toiletries into my suitcase, and was looking at him like, what happens now? And he was, because nothing happens.
No, they have made
But
like
I felt like a fucking sachet away, like bitch.
they've made the stupidest like rules.
Yeah.
Like the shoes thing, I'm like, or you know when they're like, you take everything off and you walk through and it beeps, and they're like, just stand on this one, they would do the thing. You're like, just do that. Just let me
Aye.
walk in fully clothed.
But that's
they do that in some places.
Yeah,
Actually.
I know a lot of people, like I know a few people who worked in airports and stuff, and that fucking, the beep in that metal detector is set at random a lot of the time, because they know everybody's walking through it, fucking everything's off them, but they just have it set beep every so often just to search people, just to
Yeah, probably.
justify fucking having it. Maybe,
Just to show the sort of illusion of security.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you can go, went to Glasgow there, went straight through the airport, went straight through everything. No one checked anything.
Aye.
Never had to get an ID out. Didn't have to do any of the COVID shit that they talked about. Didn't do anything.
Aye.
It's just like, I could fucking, if someone was going to do anything dangerous here, they would just go ahead and do it.
I remember flying to the Bahrain one time and they made me put my bag through like the metal detector, the sort of conveyor belt, and there was nobody watching it. The guy was like, "Oh, put the fuck up," and I was like, that was it. And then flying
That impression.
flying home, a dude put a large Fanta through it. And they were like, no problem, like, don't worry about it. What was that, 2 litres of liquid from on ahead? Oh, well, somebody like, good man. Because I remember flying to Bahrain.
Someone learned, what is that language? What is that?
Oh, I forget it now.
Do you just say Arab? Is that or is it
Is
like,
it? I don't know. Is there a difference in like Bahrain and like Afghanistan?
Oh,
So that-
I'm sure.
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
sure. I would love to be able to talk some serious Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it would be. The
That'd
real
be- yeah.
aggressive, like, yeah, like,
Yeah. That's it.
like the fucking, the beheading videos.
That'd be great. Imagine you met somebody in the Middle East and you were just bluffing it, and then you realised they were bluffing it too. Like when people speak Irish.
Look at the back of them. My throat's
That's
suffering.
fluent Afghan either.
What's the most impressed? Do you want me to look it up? Like accents in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Or, sorry,
That's, we were talking about this in our podcast last week.
what would I say? Middle East.
We were saying last week, is there Chinese cultures? Like the Chinese people make fun of,
Oh, yeah, like
like,
everywhere has like, oh yeah, the townies making fun of the fucking, the guys that work in the fields.
the Chinese people are like, some crosshatch, dickhead.
Never get into that reason. What language is spoken in the Middle East? The four most commonly spoken languages are Arabic.
Arabic, that makes sense.
The most widely spoken language in the MENA countries. What does that mean?
Balamina.
Persian or Farsi, yes. Spoken in Iran and by significant Persian-speaking population at Afghanistan and the UAE. Hebrew, spoken in Israel and neighbouring countries.
Hebrew's just English, but it's like, oi. What a Kentuckus.
I'm geschwitzen.
That's Shiva with.
I would love to be able to speak a bit of Yids.
Yeah, I think a bit of Yids. I don't know if I've hit that. Like, are we too old to learn a new language now, you think? English
would be good.
Yeah.
Last question, then we're out of here. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Will you fuck up too?
What's the most impressive cock and or balls ever seen in a film? Notable mention for Tom Hardy's disappointing member in Bronson. Shout out to Mike for that question. Yeah. But people...
I wasn't disappointed when I saw Tom Hardy.
Who was I?
I was like, thank fuck.
Who was I talking to recently about that? Was that on a podcast now? Can you remember? No, I was talking to Woodsy at the weekend. Girls don't give a fuck.
Aye.
I'm sure it's nice to be like, fuck, that's some pipe. But like when it's someone like Tom Hardy, you're like, oh, he can nearly just not have a dick at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't
'cause
matter.
It's Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
He's just got to be all fucking... He'd be a weirdo in real life, like, I'm sure, but...
I was, I was watching The Godfather last night, and I don't know why I started going on Wikipedia and reading about it because I never read the book. This is nothing to do with anything, but the character, like Sonny in The Godfather, has, like, in the book, his dick's so big, there's only one girl he can ride because she's got a massive fanny. And it was like, it was some article about, like, that should be a whole other book.
Oh, yeah.
And they got like, what the fuck is wrong with her genitals? And hit like, but yeah, I don't think it really. Somebody once told me like, girls like a big dick for like a massive dick for a night,
Okay.
but for like a relationship, you just want a good wee average one,
A good wee
a
average
good wee normie.
A wee daily.
Yeah,
A wee daily. a wee beater of a cock.
yeah,
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, yeah, that's probably true. Like the real like lusty fucking, oh my God, big fat cock.
aye,
You'll get it for the night.
yeah,
You can't be like deep in a relationship and just be like, do you fancy a wee fucking... And you're like, well, I'm going to have to get 9 pints of lube here and
Aye.
stretch
yeah.
for this fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Don't know how my girlfriend does it. God bless
There's a guy just sitting there with like his cock over his arm like a waiter. Just Can't find a vessel big enough.
As I've said it loads of times as well, if I had a giant cock at this age, all I would do is get changed at the gym.
Yes, nowhere near any women.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do anything sexual with it. I'd just piss beside other fellas. Like that.
You and a bunch of French dudes
He's a 10 in this.
polishing each other's cocks.
Yeah, I just wouldn't wear jeans for a day.
Who's got the best?
I'd wear grey sweatpants and just go to the shop.
Yeah, just lycra pants. See the vein on it. What's the most impressive cock and balls in a film? You see, they were chatting about your man that was in that show there.
What was that called again? Yeah,
Recently.
the giant, that fucking...
It wasn't real. That's not a real cock. Like, it just didn't move like a real cock,
Yeah.
and it wasn't the color of a real cock.
I watched it once and just went, I'm never looking at that again. That's not, I don't need to. Don't need to.
I was just like, I mean, the guy would be world famous already for having a cock that size. So I was like, it's not real cock. Like,
There's a guy that's been on, there was a guy on this morning. He's been on it twice, I think.
Oh,
And he's
yeah.
got like the world's biggest, like
Jonah-
13 and a half inches, like soft.
yeah, your man Jonah something.
Fuck me.
Although I was
That's bigger than a Subway sandwich.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you after who it was, but I was shown a picture or a video of someone's cock, and I was like, "Get out of town." Who was it? I'll tell you after.
Okay. Was something you mean?
They won't. They don't know if they mind me saying it all, but I'll tell you after.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter. But cock and balls are a movie. Willem Dafoe has his cock. He's riding someone in some film. I've seen his cock.
Oh, really?
He's got a real fat Willem Dafoe's cock.
Let me see. I did want to see a picture of Antonio Banderas naked.
Really?
He's got a decent cock on him.
Antonio Banderas, penis for the boys. Antonio Banderas naked. Am I really gonna be? Oh fuck! Don't make me delve into the internet to find cock pics. Not again. Who's
I'm
that?
breaking my neck trying to see it. Like,
Is that him?
no, there's one where he was like, it's like a professional shoot.
Oh right.
And he just has like a decent hog on him.
A lumpy old bulb. Who's that? Just don't show any of this now.
I'm dying to go home and Google Willem Dafoe's cock now.
Oh, we'll get there. Yeah, that's just an old fucking handful of bits. Let me see. Willem Dafoe cock. That's the name of the podcast. Who's that? That's not even. Is that him? No.
Is that somebody actually jacking there as well?
Oh yeah, the film he gets wonked off.
Oh shit.
It's called Antichrist.
Fuck, I've heard. Is this apparently like one of the most disturbing movies of all time?
Aye, in this particular scene, I think she wanks the blood out of his cock. You know,
Jesus.
to put it politely.
Ah!
But you know, man's packing a fat
I
one.
can't be a real dick then if there's blood coming out of it.
Well, it's fucking bit of prosthetics or whatever. But
Aye.
but it is his real dick because the opening scene is just his cock plummeting into someone. You know what I mean? So there's Defoe again, pipe on him. Strange looking chap. Who's this? Hugh Jackman.
Here, Chris Evans' dick. Let's be honest.
Colin Farrell.
Oh, Colin has a weapon too. Aye.
He's got a dense bush.
Aye.
Doesn't he? What's this pose? Is this from the like? Who's this?
That's just how you balance it.
Who's this guy just sitting with a boner? This podcast, we'll cut this
Yeah.
off about 5 minutes ago, but who's this? What up, baby? Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Look at my pipe. Angry red cock. This is. We started off looking at movies, and now we're just looking at
Looking
fucking,
at dicks.
just
Little
se-
wee ginger one.
just sexy dudes. Describe his dick as a fruit or vegetable. The fuck is that?
It's a pomegranate.
You alright, bro? You alright, mama? Dick. Yeah, that's the start of Antichrist, I think, when he's just like, oof, oof. Oh, that's it. That's the scene. That's the opening scene of it. You know, that's it. In the shower, you
I
know,
need glasses, man.
lift it up there and just pummeling. Here's a bit of tit to keep it in the... Who's that? Keep us in the mix. But yeah, a bit of cock work, and hello, sir, and
Best tits I've ever seen on TV. Emily Ratajkowski.
really?
Yeah. Gone Girl.
No, I'm telling you. See, whenever I just called into my dad's house one time after a gig or something, and he had Sky,
Aye.
and we didn't have Sky, and I was like, I'll flick through here, and what channel was like True Detective on?
Yeah,
And I flicked it over, and your woman
Alexander Daddario.
just dropped
Yeah.
the bags out, and I was just like, yeah, like and I literally just flicked the channel on, and she's just like, boom, 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 boom.
Aye.
And I was just like, I haven't seen True Detective. I was like, I don't need to see this now. I've seen all I need to see.
Yeah, that's
And
another
then
thing.
she got all skinny. Fuck off.
The
gonna
tits
Google it.
dropping out of a top. Sweet baby Jesus.
The Dario tits. I'm not even gonna put her first name in. Gang. That bit there, that exact bit when
Yeah.
she drops them fucking
Fuck me.
norks
Class.
out. The ass needs a bit of work.
Big naturals.
And by work, I mean sandwiches. That thing for you now. What are your thoughts on big tits?
Big juicy milkers. Like,
Thumbs up my ass while I'm hauling the pipe off myself. Anyway, yeah, a bit light in the ass for me personally. But you know, I'm splitting hairs. They're just getting railed from the back with no strings attached. Can't get a whip.
Gonna go home here and have to put my dick between two cushions. So I can't use my hands.
Remember I was talking to that guy in Lavery's the other week, and he said he was a sailor, and I said, "Is it lonely out there?" And I was like, "She was sticking your cock between two jellyfish." I thought it was funny. Is that a deep fake? Is someone getting? You see, that's a deep fake and also a disappointing fake because she has bigger tits in real life.
Try out the Emily Ratajkowski tits. So we get a quick look at them, and then I'll go home.
Okay, it's Emily.
Fucking.
I mean, we started off with. Do you know what? It's been balanced.
Yeah, it hasn't balanced.
Like people will be like these sexist pieces of shits. We judge the cocks. Now we judge the tits. Now, praise be to Allah. She's, some would say disproportionate. Tiny, tiny body. Giant.
Oh, here, that's her in the full blown nip.
Giant norks. I mean,
Terrifying.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
concentration camp.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, it's good to judge. It's good to judge people who are infinitely hotter than you are. But anyway,
It's been good to be back, man.
That's about
Thanks for
it.
coming in. Yeah.
That's about it.
I would leave, but I can't. I'll not be standing up for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Let the blood flow out of this bad boy.
Thanks for joining me, Megan.
Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas now.
Just more of the same, just tits and dicks and
Tits and dicks and tits and dicks and tits and dicks and fannies.
That sounds like fucking Hey Dougie. Tits and dicks and that's it. Do you know Aaron got a photo with her?
No way.
And he said he didn't really know who she was, and this was when he was in America, and he was with his friend Ocean, real name, no gimmicks, and she was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking Ratajkowski," and he was like, "Who?" And she was like,
Emily Radu Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, and he just went, "Emily," and she went, "Yeah," and he's like, "Can I get a photo with you?" She's like, "Sure." She's doing her shopping, like.
Aye.
That's the thing. You sit there with your tits out, and everyone's like, "Oh." And then she throws on a baseball cap and a hoodie, and you're just like, "Oh, it's just some girl, just some wee girl there."
I think
She's not walking around Tesco's like that, unfortunately. That's how sexy you have to be to fucking bang her.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck.
What are they like? What's she looking at?
The guy wanking on the beach.
It's like he's choking himself and wanking. Mickey?
Why is he playing the Baywatch theme tune?
Some people wank. Right, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Take
Cheers.
it easy.
Merry Christmas.
Hopefully you heal up. Merry Christmas or Happy New Year.
No.
Or have a happy 2022.
See you next.
2022. I'll see you tonight.
Aye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.